Hello everyone. So this is my first video for the students of our BA first year. So I welcome all of you with our biology classes. So we have done a lot in our biology. So you know that we have completed basics of biology. We have done with it. Basics of biology. Okay. If you take out your books, you will know it. We have also completed about historical background of our biology. Right. We have also learnt about different fields of biology. And later on I went ahead with very complex topics, and we have dealt with the plant kingdom, and we have dealt with animal kingdom. If you are aware of this fact, we have done already all of this: plant kingdom and animal kingdom. Okay, then we have also studied about nomenclature of living organism. We have also studied about classification of living organism. And we have also seen the very first chapter that we have actually learned in our BA first year is what do you mean by living and non-living? How you are going to differentiate, on what parameters you are going to differentiate a living organism with another living organism, that also we have learned. Right. So today, altogether, I am starting a very new topic that all of you might really love it. And that is what we do generally in our day-to-day life. That is nothing but nutrition, feeding and digestion. Nutrition, feeding and digestion. Fine. So here we are going to study about introduction and nutrition related things, and how do we derive nutrition. And you all know that we derive the nutrition. I told you the difference between what is the meaning of nutrition. I told you what is the meaning of food. I told you what is the meaning of diet. Okay. And I also told you what is the meaning of a balanced diet. Meaning of a balanced diet. All of these are very, very important, which we have already learned. Food is very common. Whatever you take for your consumption, whatever you take for your consumption to eat, that is your food. But for your consumption, if you can have only rice also, right? You can have only wheat, you can have only fruit. Okay, so any one of these would have been sufficient to you, right? But over a period of time, we understood that we cannot eat one particular crop. Okay, why? Because our body requirements does not get fulfilled by one particular crop, such as rice in our case at present. Okay, so our body requires many different kinds of nutritions. We derive one nutrition from this, another nutrition from this, another nutrition from this. So actually, what we require is a total complex food intake we require. A total complex food intake we require, and that is nothing but your food should have proteins, your food should have carbs, your food should have lipids, vitamins, minerals and trace elements, and water. These are the very, very essential nutrients to our body. Essential nutrients to our body that we already know about it. Right. So I was talking about, so food, I was talking about it. Whatever you take inside, that is food. Nutrition is nothing but when you have protein, carbohydrates, lipids, okay, vitamins and minerals, all these will give you nutrients. Okay. Then if you are having all of these in your food, then the growth and development of body will be at optimum levels. Growth and development of the body will be at optimum levels, right? Are you getting me? Obviously, yes. So what do you mean by growth and development? This is very, very important. You should know the difference between these two, growth and development. Growth is nothing but, in our biology, anything which grow in size, that is also called as growth. Anything that grows in weight, that is also called as growth. If somebody increases like this is size. Okay, it is height. It is called as growth. If something is there which adds mass on it, it is like this much only. Again, it becomes this much, this much, this much. So what happened? It added weight. Nothing but matter is added here. Okay, size with regard to length and breadth increased also. So it is commonly called as in this way only. Okay, so there are dual parameters are there, whether it is size or weight, we call it as growth. So in our daily life, we also grow in our height, we also grow in our weight. So these two components determines what is growth. And what do you mean by development? Development means overall growth of our body, Like you should have a proper vision. It means you should not have a improper vision. That comes under development. You should have CSAT abilities. Okay, means you should able to think, you should able to do sums, you should able to do into, you should able to do divisions, you should able to analyze things. That is called as CSAT. You should have that development also. Okay, then you should also have ethics and integrity. Okay, it means a person should know what is right, what is wrong, right? And development of secondary sexual characters. This is also very important. Okay, all these are a part of what development. That is why I am saying that growth and development both are different. If your diet is missing any of these things, then obviously we can correlate or we can confirm that you may be growing but you are not developed. You may not grow but you are developed. But what is generally happening is imbalance will happen. Okay, that's why you get the diseases like altruism. Okay, means where the person is you will see that his age is growing but his understanding is not that level of his age. Like in Koi Mil Gaya movie, you will see that Hrithik Roshan is like that. Okay, though he has grown in height and growing age, okay, he still behaves as a very childish student like that. Okay, so that is what I am trying to tell you here, that food we are having, and food whatever we take, it should have nutrients in that. When you want to have nutrients, you should have all of these. These are called as nutrient. Then if your food is having these nutrients, then you call it as nutritious food. What do you call it as? Nutritious food. Diet is nothing but when you take these nutrients in proper quantity, proper standard quantity, which is required to our body, that much we have to take. Suppose carbohydrate, proteins, lipids, fat, vitamins we are having in my food. This is my food plate. I am having all these things and I am eating it. But if I don't eat in a proper proportion, suppose if I take fats more, I'll get a disease called as obesity. Right or wrong? If I don't take protein much, what happened to my bones? They become fragile. Okay, they can easily break. Right or wrong? Yes, sir, it is right. You are right. Fine. So that's why you cannot take one particular nutrient in excess and you cannot take one particular nutrient in lower amount. Though your food could be nutritious, but it would not be in a proper amounts. So when you take the total total nutrients in a proper standard quantities. In a proper standard quantities. Okay. Then it is called as balanced diet. Then it is called as balanced diet. This is what we have learned till now. So we have learned three terminologies. What is the meaning of food? What is the meaning of nutrient? What is the meaning of nutritious food? And what will happens if we take these nutrients in a inadequate manner or in a excessive manner? If you take less, you will get a disease. If you take more, again you will get a disease. You cannot have any of these nutrients in excess or in less quantity. So they should be, you have to take adequate. Adequate means sufficient. Then that is called as balanced diet. When you take something in sufficient, that is called as balanced diet. So we are going to learn about this. Okay. Fine. Then feeding mechanism we are going to learn, and feeding on small particles. Okay. Feeding on small particles, feeding on food masses, and feeding on liquids. So there are different kinds of organisms are there who takes very, very small particles, and some are there who take solid materials, means they eat the food, okay, in solid form, not in a like semi-solid form. Like the childrens will take the Cerelacs and all, they take in a semi-solid form. So we are having a class of organism, we take only liquid food in the form of liquid. Some are there only they take solid in the form of food. In that way, some organisms are classified, which we will come to know about them. Then we will see the digestive process. Intracellular digestion means what? Digestive tract will see, digestive enzymes, how our gut linings are there. Gut linings are nothing but, if this is our throat, this part, okay, this is called as lining. Okay, this is called as what? Lining. Here will be this is called as lining. Generally, this is a lining that actually secretes enzymes and chemicals which are required for us. Okay, fine. All this, and coordination of digestion, how our mouth will coordinate with our pharynx, then it coordinates with our trachea, nothing but esophagus, then it goes to our stomach, then small intestine, then large intestine, and it moves out from our body. So how the coordination takes place, we will study about that also. Okay. Now, then we will see the summary, and some questions are also there. We'll look into it. Okay. Fine. So I am very fast. Just like me, it is also like this. Okay. Just a minute. I have to take this annotation again. Then it will come in this way. So let us see what is the introduction. All organisms require a fairly steady supply of nutrients. Very common thing. All organisms, whether you, me, plants, animals, all of us require what? Fairly steady supply. Supply means it has to be continuous. Food intake should be there. You cannot have today and you can skip tomorrow. Again, you cannot have tomorrow, after tomorrow. This should not be there. We need what? Continuous supply of nutrient materials from the environment. Okay. From the environment. To obtain energy in order to stay alive. It is very common thing. Why do we require food? The moment I say you this, you all will answer that, sir, it is for our survival purpose. That is what I know and you also know. So food is very important, and the food is how we have to take the food means in a regular supply. Regular supply food should be taken that leads to our survival purpose. Okay. And on the basis of that, some organisms, and in our planet, we are having types of organisms are very, very different. Like some of them are on autotrophs. Autotrophs are those which can prepare their own food, right? Then we got heterotrophs that cannot prepare their own food. That also we have learned already in the class itself. Okay. And with regard to our autotrophs, heterotrophs here is properly written because they depend on already synthesized organic compounds from plants. So autotroph example is nothing but plants, and heterotroph example is nothing but us. Us, and we also come under a category of animal. Man is a social animal only. We are classified into the kingdom of Animalia. Animalia kingdom. The last kingdom of 5 kingdom classification of Whittaker. Fine, this all we know. Right. So, heterotrophs, they are dependent on already synthesized organic compounds from plants and other animals to obtain their food. Right. And it is very common that, as I have told you just now, heterotrophs are there. They are dependent on other organisms. The organisms could be either plant or animal, and like just like human beings. Human beings eat plants like palak, okay, like spinach, all that, bitter gourd, etc. And human beings also eat animals, sheep, goat, okay, chicken, etc. Right. So we derive our food. The heterotrophs derive their foods from plants and also from animals. That is what written here. Organic compounds from plants and other animals to obtain their food. Whereas unlike phototrophs, who have only, they got the God-gifted abilities to synthesize their own food. That we have already learned. The food whichever we take, why is it important to us? The question is this: why it is important to us? And very general way, you all might be thinking in your mind that we cannot survive without the food intake. That is fine. But what actually we require to this food is required for? Okay, it is required here. You please see locomotion for our movement, excretion. The waste materials have to be excreted from our body. Otherwise, what will happen? We use in many of our processed foods and many of whatever the masalas we use, lots of toxic substances will be there. Okay, micro proportion, micro percentage, but definitely toxic substances will be there. That is not a case that it will not be there at all. Even if we are doing toothpaste, also some toothpaste may go in our mouth. So a lot of toxic substances will come into our body through food intake. And excretion is one which try to remove that is toxic substances from our body. Otherwise, what will happen? Biomagnification takes place. Biomagnification is nothing but in the organism, the chemical is getting more and more and more. It is increasing in percentages. Okay, accumulation of toxic chemicals in our body. Of course, it has got a different meaning altogether in environment subject, but for our understanding, this much if you are know it, that is enough. Okay, osmoregulation. Osmoregulation is nothing but osmosis. Suppose this is one cell, this is another cell. As the cells does not have any gap, that's why cell 1, cell 2, I have put it attached both the cells. Here 3 sodium molecules are there, Na+, here 4 sodium molecules are there. Okay. So what happened is one is having less, one is having more. So if we do it, it will not be right. So okay, then it's okay. We can do it like this. One is here, one is less here. Here we are having 4. The body has 2 choices now. Either the body can take out 1 Na+ from this or can take out one Na plus, one molecule from this area, or can add one molecule from this area. Here addition should take place, or here subtraction should take place. Then only we will reach a condition of balance. Homeostasis, we call it as what? Homeostasis. This process. Okay, means maintaining the stability. Okay, then when this situation comes, what happens? Active transport take place. What transport takes place in our body? Active transport. Okay, so body will understand that, okay, some cells are having less, some cells are having more, so I should start working it. So body will give some energy, and this is semi-permeable membrane, no? It will allow a sodium molecule inside it. So here you will get 4, here you will get 4, so there is a balance achieved. This process is called as osmoregulation, means osmotic pressure. Just like in our blood, arteries and veins are there or not? Yes, arteries and veins are there. Here also we are having. Okay, what is the pressure? How fast they are moving from one place to another place? Nothing but from heart to rest of the body, from the rest of the body to the heart. How they are moving? What is the speed? That is called as blood pressure. Right or wrong? Blood pressure. In the same way, osmoregulation is nothing but osmotic pressure, means between one cell to other cell, how is the balancing condition. So we require energy for locomotion, for excretion, for osmoregulation, for the synthesis of new materials, for the growth and maintenance and reproduction. See, all these are the functions that is possible only when you take what? Food. When you take food. Okay. To provide energy for these processes, raw materials or nutrients are required, which are supplied to us by food. We have learned it. In addition, animals require amino acids also, vitamins also, minerals also, which cannot be synthesized by our body. Okay, we are actually very happy that whatever the God we are having, whatever the name you call it as, okay. So to run our body, he does not make it as totally dependent on others, totally dependent on other organisms. Some vital, some very important minerals, okay, enzymes, vitamins are produced by our body itself, and only few we have to take from outside, that is nothing but from our food. Okay, so we should be very happy if suppose all the nutrients we have to take from outside, means it will be a very big pressure on the food production, right or wrong? Right, because we are talking about only food, so I have to get only agriculture in my mind. That is very common here. Okay, but thank God, God has given us that, okay, some nutrients your body will only synthesize, you best please take some other nutrients from outside. Okay, so our body, in addition, animals and including us require lots of amino acids, vitamin, minerals, which we cannot synthesize. Okay, the study of nutrition involves both the need for the food to provide energy and the need for the specific food component. So nutrition talks about two things here. One is food requirements, means you are taking apt or not, food requirements. And the other one is, are you taking that specific food which is not synthesized by our body. I will come to that everything, just we will have all the things into our lecture, don't worry about it. Okay, so there are some nutrients which our body cannot prepare, and we have to take them from outside, nothing but from our food, but we have to take them. They are vital to us, otherwise we'll get diseases, we'll get sickness, we'll get ailments. We cannot live it. Okay, now you see here the process by which animals acquire and ingest their food is referred to as feeding mechanism. Is referred to as feeding. The acquiring and ingesting. Ingesting means taking the food in our mouth is called as ingesting here. Okay, the process by which animals acquire and ingest their food is referred to as feeding. Diverse type of feeding mechanisms has been evolved. Means we may take from our mouth, some organism may take from skin. Okay, some organism will take the food both from, like they will excrete from anus, they will take the food from anus. Some organism will feed only on dead. Some organism will feed only on plants, like that. So everyone has got their own types of feeding mechanism. And plants also, they don't eat it, they absorb the minerals from the ground, right or wrong? So all the organisms does not have a identical, they don't have what? Identical feeding mechanism. Okay. So that's why they differ. Diverse types of feeding mechanism we will see. Virtually all food, whether of the plant or animal origin, has to be broken down to simple compounds by the process of digestion. And this is only called in our biology as metabolism. You might be knowing it. So it is very common that our body does not take big molecules. Like if you take a total potato in your mouth, that is not going to get digested. Okay, you will not get energy. So the moment you take a full potato in your mouth, or if you take a half potato in your mouth, and if you feel that I'll get energy now only, did it ever happen? No. When you take food after half an hour or after 45 minutes like that, then you will gain energy. So what is the time period? What is that time period? The time period is your body is converting that solid, heavier, complex materials into very, very simple, like this. Very, very simple. Okay. These are only observed by our body, not these big balls. Remember this point. And the process of conversion of these complex, heavy materials into simpler substances, complex to simpler substances, is called as digestion. Okay. The moment digestion happens, the story does not end there. Okay, you need to also go for absorption. Many people have this problem of absorption also. Absorption is a disease also. Okay, some people like they eat lot of oily food also, but they are still slim and thin. How is that possible? Because here absorption they are not able to do. Here absorption not able to do. Some people takes chicken and all, but still they don't have the good muscular body. They don't have the good muscular body. It means that body absorption is not able to happen because of their lifestyle, because they are not sleeping on time, because they are not having on time, because they are stressed. In all that cases, what will happen? Our body will not function properly. If you are having a bike and if you are maintaining it properly, then only your bike will survive. Otherwise, what will happen? It will deteriorate slowly, and one day it will get totally vanish. Means it will become obsolete. What I mean about a vanish is nothing but obsolete. Okay, means it will be no more useful to you. Like that, it will be coming the same way. If you don't generally follow your proper lifestyle, then what will happen? Though digestion may happen, absorption will take a back hit. Okay, so it is very, very important. So digestion and absorption constitute the essential link between nutrition and metabolism. Metabolism, that's what I have told, conversion of a complex substance into smaller. And after this smaller substance, simpler substance, this complex will be divided into whatever the food we take, mixture will be converted into simpler substances of various nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, like that they get converted into. And then comes the picture of what this is only called as nutrition. Okay. Then here today we are going to learn about, in this unit we shall first discuss the nature and component of food and the specialized feeding mechanism of the organism. Okay, there is always a relationship between the nature of ingested food and type of feeding mechanism used in acquiring the food. So they have told you that feeding mechanism means digestive system, and ingestion means taking the food inside. It has got relation. It has got relation. The organism which are like having the like a elaborate digestive system like mouth, you're having esophagus, you're having stomach, small intestine, large intestine, in that way. So it means what? It is a very sophisticated digestive system, and you can take both solid and liquid, and your size also matters here. But there are some organisms which are not having that much of fully developed or sophisticated digestive system as we are having. So in this case, what will happen? They will have a simpler digestive system, and simpler digestive system, again, they will have the ingestion of food materials also simpler only. Okay, so that is how the total organisms are there in the world. Very unique, very variety organisms we are having. Okay. Towards the end of the unit, we shall be discussing the energy metabolism in the animals. Okay. Let us go. Wait a minute. My new thing is very, this is what I am using, the pen, the digital pen. It is very smooth. Okay, let us go ahead. Just wait a minute. Fine. So nutrition. So that is what we are going to learn about today. All animals require the above mentioned broad categories of nutrition. What is that above mentioned broad categories of nutrition? Proteins, carbohydrates, fats, water, minerals, and vitamins. All organisms require this. Okay. Some of these nutrients are used mainly as fuel, means to provide you energy, and example, carbohydrates and fats. Very important point the particular author has made here. See, carbohydrates are the prime source of energy in our body. Means because of carbohydrates like rice, wheat, potato, okay, all cereals are called as what? Carbohydrate. We get carbohydrates. Okay, like glucose, fructose, sucrose, all that will come to that things in a short period of time. Don't worry. Okay, so carbohydrates generally provides ready-made energy to us, and this is the one important biomolecule in our body. This is also, they are also called as what? All these are also called as biomolecule. Means the molecules that exist only in biological organisms like you and me. These molecules, whatever we are talking about, carbohydrates, protein, fats, they does not exist in your laptop. Your laptops are not made up of, your bikes are not made up of these molecules. None of the non-living organisms will have these biomolecules such as carbohydrate, protein, fats, and all. Only living organisms will have these kind of molecules present. That's why we call them as what? Biomolecules. Means the molecules present only in living organism, nothing but biotic component of the environment, nothing but biological organisms. Okay. Carbohydrates. Carbs also you can say in the short form. So once you have taken carbohydrates and you have taken rice and you have worked, and this is over. The rice, whatever you have took, and the energy, whatever you had derived from it, now it is over. You have worked for 3-4 hours. Now you don't have it. Then, and you don't have food also. You don't have food available also. Then what will happen in your body? Fats will be there. Fats will try to make your body functioning. Even though you are not having the carbohydrates left in your body, fats come into picture and try to help you in the functioning of the body. Okay, nothing but here fats are acting as a secondary, or you can say a reserve source of energy. When carbohydrates get over, only the fats will come into picture. That's why we generally say that we should take what? Good fats. We should take good fats, not the fats that will, good fats are those fats that does not bring any obstruction to our functioning of the body. Obstruction to our functioning of the body, those fats are called as good fats. Okay. So all animals require the above mentioned broad categories of nutrients. Okay, in different amounts, of course, I have already told you, of course, we need but more of carbs because that is only going to give us lots of energy. Protein, like muscle, okay, will not provide you any energy. Fats, energy, but not at the same time. Minerals and vitamins generally try to improve your organs. Like they try to improve your sight, they try to improve your what hearing, they try to improve your hair, they try to improve your color complexion, they try to improve your what I say is hormones, enzyme. In that way, they will help. Okay, that's why your body requires all the nutrients in different quantity. Okay, while others are required principally as a structural and functional components like protein, mineral, and vitamins. That is what I have told you. Some require only for energy, some require for the structure and functional purpose. For your hair, it is a structural part. Your nail, it is a structural part. Your eyelashes, it is a structural part. Your skin, it is structural part. Two, if your skin is like peeled off, you get another skin. For this, you don't require carbohydrates. Okay, you don't require proteins. You require these components. You require minerals and vitamins. Again, you will get a new layer. Okay, so some nutrients are only for the energy purpose. Some are for the structure making purpose and also our functioning purpose. Like functioning nothing but circulation, excretion, digestion. Okay, this all behind nervous system. Okay, movement, functioning also involves movement. Calcium is there here, calcium is a mineral here, calcium is a mineral here. Got it? All it means all the nutrients does not have one function. Every nutrient has got its own function. That is also very important in our human body. The nutrients are specific. The nutrients are specific, and not only specific, they require in different quantities. They require in different quantities. Okay. However, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats can all serve as a fuel for the body energy needs. But no animal can survive on fuels alone. Therefore, a balanced diet is needed to meet all the requirements of the body for energy, for growth, for maintenance, for reproduction, and our physiological regulation. Physiological means our systems in our body. So we will discuss about the various biomolecules in our next lecture. I hope that you like this lecture and this is a new way that I am doing it. Do comment that how is it in this way, and also do WhatsApp me if you have any doubts. So we'll continue the series for the first years. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day and good night. This is actually 9:30 in the night. Thank you.